Hi again, everybody. We're here live from NECSS 2012 with Seth Shostak, the Senior Astronomer from SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. And my first question is, shouldn't we first try to find terrestrial intelligence?
Yes, well, people ask that all the time, and that shows that they're not members of that particular class of organism. But, in fact, we have intelligent life on Earth. If you can build a radio transmitter, from our point of view, you're intelligent, and there are people on planet Earth who can do that.
I suppose that's fair enough. So you gave a talk yesterday about Are Aliens Among Us? I don't remember the exact title, but tell us a little bit about what your talk was about.
Well, my talk was actually a two-part talk. The first part was, what are we doing in SETI? Why are we motivated to try and eavesdrop on aliens? How are we doing it? What's the status of that line of research? The second part of the talk was to just a few considerations about the possibility that the aliens are already here, and we don't need to pick them up on our radio telescopes. We can just, walk around the streets and maybe find them that way.
Aha. And have you ever sat out in the middle of the desert wearing headphones listening for that signal like Jodie Foster?
I've never done that. To begin with, I don't look much like Jodie Foster, lamentably. I have lied out in the desert, even next to the Very Large Array radio telescope, which is where that was filmed, with headphones on, but I was listening to my favorite music. We don't do that. We monitor typically tens of millions of channels at once, so you really can't use earphones.
Tell us a little bit about Big Picture Science, the podcast that you're one of the hosts of, and,
Well, Big Picture Science, it's a weekly 1-hour science radio program, and what we try and do is present science that's in some way related to the questions of life. How did life get started? Is there life elsewhere? What are the conditions under which life can form? And also intelligence. We do a lot of artificial intelligence. We do, neuroscience, that sort of thing. Each show, rather than being a potpourri of the news of the week or our various topics, is theme-driven. So if one week it's about, brain-machine interfaces, then all the stories are somehow related to that theme.
And once in a while you do a skeptically themed show with Big Picture Science. Is that right?
We do. Once a month we do what's called Skeptic Check, and we'll pick a particular subject, whether it's Bigfoot or, the Shroud of Turin, those are popular ones, UFOs, obviously, or just superstition and so forth. So we'll have a bunch of stories about that. We also have plenty of skits and banter and stuff like that. We try and keep it fun.
Well, great. Now, if people want to find out more, obviously they can go to Big Picture Science, but how can they track what you're doing and what's going on?
Well, I would recommend that they just type bigpicturescience.org into their browsers. That's the easiest way to do it. You'll find, of course, the show and all the archives. There are hundreds and hundreds of archive shows. But also, we have a blog there connected with it. They can go to, SETI.org and learn more about the SETI Institute as well. That's where we make the show. So all of these things are linked together.
Very nice. Well, Seth, thank you for joining us. And if you do hear from aliens, I hope you give me a call first.
You're not the first one to ask me that, Greg. I got to say, Chris, I have a long list of people I'm supposed to call.
Well, can I get on the waiting list?
I'll make you number 2. How's that?
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.